Acts 27 is where we hear the story of Paul and his journey towards Rome. He's probably been sent by Festus or Agrippa or one of their civil servant equivalents, and he's kind of up for this. He wants there to be a chance for him to talk to people really high up in the Roman Empire and explain where the Christian faith is coming from, I think. Anyway, we're told in Acts 27 that he's moved around all these different ports like Lycia and Cyprus and so on and so forth. And Acts 27 also records that Yom Kippur's been and gone, and I guess I often think about the past as this time when transport was really limited, but actually they did a lot of sailing, especially around the Mediterranean basin. So for whatever reason, Yom Kippur is seen as a marker of bad weather ahead, or certainly a time when you don't want to be travelling. But anyway, it comes and goes, and we get the sense that the writers of Acts and the apostles in it are more and more nervous about what's to come. So it turns out their nerves are correct, and storms start to hit the boats that they're on. And it gets quite serious, doesn't it? So serious that in fact every member of staff on the boat is convinced that their time's up. Paul tells them very clearly, doesn't he, that he's convinced they're going to be okay. Maybe the boat won't be okay, but they will survive, because it's absolutely his kind of destiny, his fate, to keep on this journey. And he hopes and he prays that there'll be an opportunity to explain where he and lots of other Christians and the early church are coming from to people of real authority. I mean real worldly authority, obviously. And so he says to the man guarding him, no, we're going to be okay because I've got to carry on this journey. I don't know about you, but if I was in a shipwreck, if I was in any way in danger, my first thought wouldn't be the mission that I was on. My first thought would be, that's it, we'll give up, we'll go home. It's like those summer outings, and you've got so much high hopes for the day, but the car breaks down or never starts, and really quickly the day itself seems much less of a dream, much less of something that you want to be part of. But Paul isn't convinced of that at all. His only purpose is to carry on so that he can keep preaching. And, I mean, it seems silly to say it really, but the Apostle Paul's conviction is just remarkable. When I read Acts 27, I just hope that I can have some small part, some tiny, minuscule amount of that kind of optimism for God's Word and God's kingdom. And, I mean, we know, actually, that when Paul is this kind of person, when he does these kinds of actions, well, the dividends are huge, because the early church was small, and through Paul and Peter and the other disciples, it became what it is today. And all the saints that have been and gone between then and now, as well as us, are absolutely indebted to Paul's faithfulness and Paul's conviction that he should stay alive, that he should stay preaching while he still has breath. Keep preaching. This is the theme we've seen throughout Acts, Paul's conviction that he keeps preaching in every opportunity. And my prayer today for all of us, for me, is that I can have some kind of that absolute certainty that what I'm doing is right and what I'm doing is going to pay off.